Let's talk about this style because I see so many things wrong here in this video. I see that someone is suffering from hair loss. It looks to be hereditary or traction alopecia. And you have this stylist that is doing this camouflage style braid in order to hide these spots. This is the worst braid that this stylist could have chosen to do on this client's hair because of the current situation that her hair is going through. First off, I see that she's doing traditional box braid method with the big knots in the roots. These knots are putting so much additional tension on this person's hair, and the style looks tight. She could have gone with some knotless braids. Even though the client doesn't have too much hair left, she still could have done the knotless braid method to take some of that tension off of the hair. Secondly, that middle part alone is going to be this client's worst enemy, because if you've never had a middle part hairstyle, that middle part just really feels like it's tearing your hair apart, and it puts so much pressure in the middle of your hair. And these braids have a little bit too much hair on it, which is also going to cause more tension and pressure on this client's damaged hair. Let's be transparent here. I've lost hair due to a middle part method when it comes to braids. Like I said, when you have that middle part center in your hair, and depending on how those braids are positioned, those braids are literally pulling your scalp apart. That is the worst method that you could use on your scalp, depending on how you choose to make those braids fall. But I do not recommend a middle part, and I'm so surprised that this stylist chose to use a middle part on this person who is clearly experiencing some excessive hair loss. If I was that stylist, I would let that client know, like, I understand that you want this style, but due to the nature of, which your hair is, going through right now, I would recommend a different style. A style that she could recommend is something like a quick weave. A quick weave, it doesn't put any tension on this person's hair. It's going to give this person's scalp some time to heal and relax. And at that point, the stylist can go through some type of hair care regimen or hair growth regimen with this person to help them try to grow back their hair. And once that person's hair is becoming a little bit healthier, depending on the situation, then you can go ahead and start to do some braids to the hair to help the hair continue to grow. And looking at this person's hair, it looks like this hair loss could be hereditary. It could also be due to medication, and it could also be due to traction alopecia from different hairstyles over the years. But this style that this stylist is doing to this person's hair, it is not something that I would recommend. It just looks painful to watch. Like, just the knots on the braids and the tightness and the tension that's pulling this hair together, whatever hair that's left on this person's head together, it's just very, very painful. And then last but not least, those braids are too thick. Those braids are too thick. How do I know? Because I've had those braids before. I've had those braids when you go to your African hair shop and they, would do those very thick cornrows on your head. Those are heavy. Those are so heavy. And to see how the braid started off so skinny, right? Because she started off with her natural hair, which is the right method, but she added way too much hair way too quickly, and the braids are way too big and way too bulky. This is going to cause some tension. This is going to cause more hair loss. I mean, come on. Guys, let's get it together. When you're choosing someone to do your hair, choose someone who knows about hair health. Choose a proper stylist. Choose someone who cares about your hair. Don't choose someone who's just going to take your money and just rush and get your hair done. You want someone that's actually going to tell you the truth, right? We're in this thing to grow hair. We're not in this to lose hair. We want to grow hair from now going forward. If you're in Atlanta, you're visiting Atlanta, and you're looking for a braider, go ahead and hit up Be Luscious Beauty Studio. We are here.